Just when you thought the Raw Netflix premiere couldn't get any bigger, we get Tribal Combat. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out in more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So tonight we get another cinematic style vignette from Roman Reigns. This time it takes place on a boating dock with Paul Heyman flanking him in the back. And you see Roman Reigns reminiscing on the glory days of the Bloodline. They show flashback clips of all of those times that they were running roughshod through the WWE. Then he brings up the fact that during the spring, he lost everything. He lost his championship to Cody Rhodes. He lost his wise man, Paul Heyman, to the brutal attack by Solo Sikoa's bloodline. And he also lost his bloodline when he came back from his extended absence post WrestleMania. But more importantly than losing all of those things, he lost his Ulafalu. And he talks about the differences between Roman having it and Solo Sikoa having it. And he brings up the fact that when he had the Ulafalu, it was placed on him by the Wild Samoans, and the responsibility was given to him, while Solo Sikoa stole the responsibility from Roman Reigns. And you see Roman Reigns challenge Solo Sikoa to a match, and not just any match, but Tribal Combat on the Raw Netflix premiere, leaving all of their bloodlines on the side and just letting it be one-on-one. Now, this is the end game of this storyline, in my opinion. You are going to have all the marbles on the line, no championships, no contenderships, just the Ulafalu and the title of Tribal Chief. Now, the way that I see this playing out, and if you remember several months ago, Solo Sikoa stated that if Roman Reigns is able to beat him one-on-one, he will voluntarily give up the Ulafalu. And if that happens, I can see Jacob Fatu snapping. Because think about it logically. Jacob Fatu has been a ride or die for Solo Sikoa. He has done everything this man has asked him to do. He's had his back the whole time that he's been involved in the bloodline. And to see him just kind of roll over and die and voluntarily hand Roman Reigns the Ulafalu could really lead the guy to having a lot of disgust and kind of snapping out of that delusion that he had by following Solo Sikoa so thoroughly. And him starting up his bloodline that could start up a feud building towards a big-time match between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. The Rock is the wild card in all of this, like we all know. But I feel like if The Rock is going to be on the card, and this is just my gut feeling, it's going to be against Cody Rhodes, leaving Roman Reigns in a situation where he doesn't have Cody Rhodes or The Rock to go one-on-one against. And the only logical, acceptable answer to me, if that is the situation, would be Jacob Fatu, with how much he's been built up since he's arrived in WWE and how much storyline sense it makes sense to put these guys up against each other if The Rock is not involved. Now, like I said, this is going to lead, in my opinion, to a mob-style hit on Solo Sikoa. And he's kind of going to be a man who is going to be without an island. He's not going to be involved in the OG bloodline, and he's not going to have his own bloodline, just that being my prediction. So he's going to have to be a guy who's going to go through a journey of self-discovery. And I don't see it going to where they're in the direction of him being Roman Reigns' lackey again. And like I said, I don't see him falling back into the bloodline and being Jacob Fatu's kind of heavy like how he was. I could see the debut of Hikuleo. There's been rumors that he's supposed to be starting up anytime. They could be starting him up at NXT. That's what everybody has been reporting on. But you never know in this world of wrestling. There's a whole bunch of crazy stuff that always happens. So he could be on the main roster, and he's a guy who's been doing this for several years. So to me, if he's going to be in NXT, they could easily do it how Kevin Owens was in NXT when he was the NXT champion, feuding with guys on NXT, but feuding with John Cena on the main roster at the same time. They could easily do a situation like that with Hikuleo since he's been doing this for so long. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you excited for Tribal Combat? Who are you predicting to win? Are you with Roman's bloodline? Are you with Solo's bloodline? How do you feel about this show? It is going to be a loaded card, and I will be going live immediately following the show with Robin Lundberg to discuss and break down what occurred on the show. Remember to like and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.